The journey to Jerusalem, Hebron, Beersheba, Bethlehem, and Jaffa will introduce students to the historical, cultural, political, and socio-economical aspects of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. They will visit places and sites in Israel and the Palestinian territories central to the understanding of the conflict. The students will meet individuals and organizations in Israel and the Palestinian territories who are working together to bring an end to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
There's a fine distinction between a vacation and a study abroad experience. Moreover, there's a fine distinction between a study abroad experience in the Middle East and a study abroad elsewhere.
This trip was less like a study abroad and more like an immersion program.
Prior to embarking on my trip to Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories, my knowledge pertaining to the lands were confined to classroom lectures and textbook readings.
By traversing geopolitical borders and living among the people, the sights, the sounds, and the emotions of quite possibly the most looked upon and studied area on the globe, one may be quite surprised to see the clarity in which they see the conflict encountered there.
Being in Israel and the occupied territories also allowed me the privilege of visiting the lands holy to Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. I was able to visit the Dome of the Rock, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and the Wailing Wall.
While in Bethlehem, we visited many churches and holy sites for Christians.
The types of things we did, the places we visited, and the people we talked with were new and unique.
With an open ear, mind, and heart, a student who decides to take this trip could potentially find this experience to be one that impacts them tremendously.
It gave me the opportunity to experience current events from a primary perspective without the partiality of academia and news outlets.
I would recommend this program to anyone interested in taking a closer look at life in these territories and to someone with an open mind. Also, being able to be there with a group of Wayne State students from different educational backgrounds was phenomenal.
It was the kind of trip that made you tired yet motivated to see and do more. It was the kind of trip that inspired you to do something either in the Middle East or back here at home.
This program helped open my eyes to life in both Israel and the West Bank.
This trip served great purposes, both intellectually and spiritually.
I would recommend this trip because to fully understand a situation, you have to understand the people being affected.